Hey guys, I love that. I love it. I'm enjoying my my intro. That was a bit long, I know. Let's see if I can get this mic. Nope. Let's see here. I don't know if y'all can you guys hear me? If you can hear me. Hey, Urban Garden. Thought I had this tag on. Testing one, two. Yeah. Well, I came back on here today. Uh I was given this idea by um the other day. Educated Natural was being she was being interviewed, and I got off the line for a second, but then I got back on and I heard one part of it. I think it was they were talking about a bucket list, and uh she was talking about a doing a zip line. And I came on because I wanted to tell y'all the quick story. If you see, I did a short on my page, and you can see me zip lining there. If you go to the top one where I posted a YouTube thing right there, that's the actual company that we went zip lining with. Um, and the story goes, after I almost lost my life, and I it was funny because I was reminded of the second part of that, because when I said, God, all I wanted, I just want to live. I haven't done anything. And hey, how you doing? And he said, okay, I got something planned for you. He not only put my wife into my life, but a friend, a crazy friend, he put into my life. Which now we actually, if you look at my videos, we actually cruise together. This guy is ex special forces in the army, and he's a bit. I'm not gonna say Looney Tune, but he's kind of crazy. But on his birthday, he always looks for some outlandish freaking thing to do. So I had said, hey, I want I want to do, like I said, I wanted to live, but he'd asked me, hey, you want to go zip lining? Because his wife didn't want to do it. And I'm like, okay. And I asked my wife. She said okay, right. The thing is, he didn't tell us this was zip lining um 5.0. This wasn't like no little regular zip lining where maybe 20 or 30 feet you know off the ground. No, if you look at that video, the guy says you're 700 feet off the ground. I beg to differ. I'm pretty sure that was about 1,000 feet, because what we did was we got into this van and drove to the top of a freaking mountain. Okay, we drove all the way up to the top of a mountain, and we to get back down the mountain, you went from one line to the other, all the way down. The first zip line, the guy said the top speed is 55 miles an hour. This is this is a zip line, guys. Um, and the only break was, the Urban Garden Chronicles. You know them little leather gloves that y'all get. I don't know if you have a Home Depot up where you at, but I got a story about that too. The leather gloves that you use to work in the garden. Well, they gave us a pair of leather gloves, work gloves, and on one hand it was a very thick piece of leather that was glued to the glove. So what you had to do when you were coming into the next place, the guy he would tap his head. That means slow down, right? Now here's the crazy thing. You had to take your hand and pull down on the cable. That's what slowed you down. It was, and my thing was I was already scared. Okay, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go first because if I don't go first, I ain't going. Okay. Now I go first, and but I take my glasses off, right? Because I didn't want to lose my glasses off the cat. And I promise you, I looked down once, and that was it. That was it for me. It was so far down. We were ziplining across a valley. It was so ridiculously crazy. And I remember I was coming in, and the guy he started slow, but then he started tapping like this. He means hit the brakes. So I started leaning down on it, and I started leaning down on it, and I came to a stop. I was done, guys. I didn't want to do this no more. My legs were shaking, and I mean, I think I almost, in my pants. But then I'm standing there because my wife went next. And okay, I'm gonna explain it like this. Okay, say this is the way you're supposed to be going. Okay, she came in backwards like this, looking that way, and hitting the brakes like this. I mean, straight. I laugh at it every time I go over the bit. Straight gangster. She came in backwards, looking forwards, and hit the brakes and stopped, and never told me that she was unadulterated, terrified. She never told me. But I sat there and I looked. I had to take a second look. I said, I married this woman. I said, I married this woman. I was kind of afraid of her after that. You know what I'm saying? And we we were going down this mountain, and I mean, this thing's flying. And to top it off, we went in the middle, right, I mean, right after a snowstorm. So on those cables, it was actually two cables. We were hooked up to two. There was a safety cable and the main cable, and we were hooked up to both of them. And when you flying down that thing, the ice was shooting off the cable and hitting me in the face, especially since I was the first one to go down the line. You know what I mean? And it just was cracking me up because I was saying to myself, Lord, you got jokes. You actually. I said I wanted to do stuff, and you you go to like the extreme here. It was so freaking hilarious. But at that point, there was like this. We all landed on this one platform at on one part of the mountain where I mean, you just couldn't. There was no way. You just had to keep going, and I just was shaking it. I mean, the whole time I'm like, please, let's get this over with. And I just couldn't believe I did it. But Urban, there was a young lady there. There was a family that they were trying to get their daughter to overcome her fear of heights. This poor girl, I mean, she was beat red. And all she did was get on that thing, on that cable, and hold on, right, and hold on for dear life. She didn't even hit the brakes. And there's a way that the guy at the end stops you, but he has to like really lean into it, and there's like a part that stops you. And I was just reminded of this because you got to watch what you ask for, and sometimes you got to be specific because God got jokes, man. He like, okay, you want to live? I got something for you. And I just was reminded of that. And when I put on my I posted a little shorts on there and you couldn't take a GoPro. I tried to take a GoPro. They wouldn't let you take a GoPro, but you had to pay for them to take little pictures while you go down the mountain screaming at the freaking top of your lungs. You know what I mean? But I just think it was so freaking funny and hilarious that I just wanted to tell that story because I mean I was shaking the whole time, and I was surprised that I actually did it. And normally, if it was like just me and my wife, she'd ask you want to do that? I'm like, oh heck no, I'm not doing it. Are you? If you lost your mind? But uh, I just wanted to say that God is the God of second chances, third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances, and He allows you to live your life. You just gotta want to live it, and that's why I hang with my buddy like we do because we went four wheeling in Costa Rica. I would have never did that. Um, we drove across one. It was one of them islands. I think it's Haiti or one of them. Got lost. I'd have never did that. Um, we cruise all the time. I would have never did that, and I'm just very thankful. I just wanted to tell that little short story about about ziplining and to let y'all know that if you ever think about ziplining, you might want to do your homework first. You know what I'm saying? You might want to do your homework first because real zip lining like this, y'all, if you get a chance, look at the YouTube video I posted. It's in my comment. I just posted it. Um, you'll see that thing ain't no joke. It's no joke. But hey, Jeff's Lawn Care, welcome in. I hope you're still here. Um, I just wanted to tell that story, and I'm going to go ahead and get off the get. Now I'm getting tongue tied, but I'm going to go ahead and exit from this live because I still need practice. I still need to practice. You know what I mean? And I'm getting nervous already. But I just wanted to tell that story so y'all can get a good laugh. All right. Take care. God bless and good night.